make a regular season game this weekend. How's the preparation looking going into this first game?
We're trying to build off of what we've been doing for the last 4.5 weeks, and once again now we're having a core and trying to sort things out. Just trying to make steps, clean things up, and have it push it a little bit faster, cleaner, a little bit more urgency in what we're doing. So it's moving. It's moving.
In terms of obviously you have it's a developmental structure for T1, but in terms of being a competitive team, how important is that going to be to actually get good results this season as well?
In terms of our competitiveness?
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be crucial if we're going to be preparing players to potentially help out the first team and give them time minutes, then we have to be competitive. It's not saying we have to win every game, but we have to be very competitive, and our guys have to learn to win. That's a tremendous part of their development. Know how to play collectively to get a result.
So I don't know if you had a chance to talk to any of the guys that have been with the T1 program in the past, but obviously some of the guys you have now have been on loan to other teams. They've played with the MLS reserves. What do you think, talking to them and just you personally, this is maybe a better structure for development?
Well, I think just the opportunity to play as a group in a stadium with a crowd, an atmosphere where the results matter, that there's a table on it, that you are playing for a trophy. I mean, that right off there is a major incentive for any soccer player.
How much have you guys been looking at kind of trying to scout the Real Monarchs ahead of this game and looking at what they do?
We're starting to do that now. The system has taken a look at it, and I think the other part about it will be very interesting. It'll take us a while to figure out as well is who's coming down from the first teams, who's missing on international duties, who's being brought up from the academy. So I think it'll take a while, but I think the biggest thing is just figuring out how they're the Salt Lake is playing, how they are as a group, and just figuring out how to play against them in that way and have success.
At this point in the week, do you pretty much know which guys are going to be available for you during the game?
No, it's still wide open. Those are determinations. The situation will be made at the end with the Caleb and the first team needs, and that's the bottom line. So we'll find out sooner or later.
Is that an adjustment for you? Kind of, you don't necessarily know your exact team until a few days or a day before the game, and first coaching in college where you have your whole team set and everything.
For sure. It's a different different look. It's knowing who you're going to have at training every day to game day. It's all up in the air. But the good thing is it becomes seamless the way it's passed on. Communication from top to bottom, knowing. We all have the same objectives, and if they're playing with the first team, for sure, we're trying to emulate that, so they're being trained the same way, and if they're down with us, and they're being trained the same way as well.
It seemed like you had some academy guys in there now for the last couple days. You talked previously about sort of integrating the other levels of the team as well. What have you seen from how you guys are sort of coming together as a team and how they were able to integrate in?
I tell you what, that's been the most exciting part of practice today. And the training session was the academy players. To see how they integrated in to play the systems where they were able to play with our T2 players. It was very exciting to see that they conceptually they were playing timber soccer. So it was exciting to have them with us.
We saw Brent Richards, I think, walking with something around his leg. What happened to him?
He had knee surgery last week, and meniscus, and he's making tremendous recovery. So expect him back in the near future.
Can you talk a little bit about? You talked about him before, but Biglieri, sort of how his role in the team is progressing, sort of where he fits on the pitch.
Well, he's an attacking player. He's obviously an older player with a lot of experience. Right now, we're trying to integrate him back, just get him fit. He's been out of the game for several months, close to a year, and So right now we're just trying to get him, match fit where he can, participate with us and help us out. He's a player that, right now when you see him play, he knows what he's doing out on the field. His touches he can do in 1 touch or 2 touches, what a lot of our guys need a lot more for. So hopefully he can bring that balance, that experience to us, that vision in the game, and be a big piece of it for us.